Coming up, more help is on the way for some flood victims nearly 6 months after the disaster.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. The thermometer continues to fall tonight as cooler air rushes into the region, and this could lead to some snow showers tonight and Thursday. Let's check in with meteorologist Evan Hatter for the latest on our First Alert Weather Day. Evan.
That's right, Steve. We're already seeing some changeover from rain to snow out there as temperatures plummeted from highs near 60 today, and many of us are now in the 30s. Here's a look outside at Wise right now, one place that's getting ever closer to freezing. You see some drops on the camera lens. I think we've seen a little bit of action there at Wise. It's not widespread yet, but again, you see some rain showers making the transition to snow, especially in our highest elevations in Harlan and Letcher counties, into portions of Wise and Dickinson counties as well. Back over toward portions of Laurel, Knox, and Clay County. Even there, seeing a few switches to snow. It doesn't mean it's all snow, doesn't mean it's all rain if you see the blue or the green, but the indication is there that we're at least getting some colder precipitation aloft that may be trying to work its way to the ground and maybe melting a little bit. We've got a little ways to go. One thing working in our favor, the roads are still well above freezing, so this is not a widespread issue, but we will see those shower chances switch over to snow showers later tonight as those winds calm down a touch. We were gusting near 40 miles per hour earlier, closer to 15 to 20 now. Details in a few minutes on the progression of our snow showers in and out of here in just a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. Another disaster response group is making its way to the mountains early next month in an effort to ensure nobody is left behind. WYMT's Jordan Mullins has more from officials with World Renew Disaster Relief Services, as well as local long-term recovery groups, about what to expect.
World Renew Disaster Relief Services, a faith-based nonprofit from Michigan, will be visiting Floyd and Pike counties for 2 weeks starting February 6th for an unmet needs assessment.
We gather those needs and then we prioritize those needs and we put them in a database that we can hand to the local group and they can start responding.
This assessment will allow local long-term recovery groups to better serve folks here in the mountains.
Let's pretend that, you know, a Lowe's or a Home Depot calls and says, we want to send you 100 refrigerators. We can quickly pull up from that report. We know for sure that we've got 30 people that still need refrigerators.
But the assessment is not just for financial or physical recovery after a disaster.
They can be soft needs. I have nobody to talk to. I don't know where to turn. I'm depressed. My wife is depressed. My family is depressed. We have nowhere to go.
Helping folks pick up the pieces.
And walk alongside them and help them get the help they need to get back to some form of normal to where they were prior to this flooding.
And ensuring no one is left behind. Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
World Renew will have 3 walk-in needs assessment locations in Floyd County as well as one in Pike County. You can find out more information about where these locations will be on our website. Hazard Community and Technical College received a $1.44 million grant from the Department of Labor recently. The grant expands on the college K-Tech program. The college partners students with employers at jobs in computer information technology, utility linemen, CDL, and allied health.
Once we connect them to the employer, you know, if through job shadowing and other career explorations, if that's the path they want to choose, then they come to us for the training.
If students are shadowing at one job but decide that career is not for them, then they can switch to another trade if they would like. New Year's resolutions are a common theme across the country, and they often have something to do with eating healthier or losing weight. A recent study in the UK says that more than half of the people who make a resolution on January 1st quit by the end of the month. Personal chef Rhiannon Hayes says there are solutions to avoid crash dieting.
Want to lose weight, we want to lose it fast, so we, go on the crash diet. And it ends up 2 weeks later, you break your diet, you've lost 4 or 5 pounds, and you just eat everything in sight, you're burned out really quickly.
She says people can avoid that burnout by meal prepping with lots of fruits, veggies, and lean meats for the week. She also added that eating 3 to 5 times a day in moderation helps avoid binge eating late at night. We have an update on a story we told you about at 6 o'clock. KSP says a trooper stopped a car on US 23 today in Pikeville, and during the investigation, 51-year-old Daryl Gooseland ran away and jumped into the Leviza Fork River. First responders searched the area, and Gooseland was found dead in the water. Gooseland's body has been sent to the state medical examiner's office for an autopsy. Also in Pike County, a couple was arrested after a drug investigation in Belfry. KSP says a trooper found a drunk man at a local gas station last Wednesday. During an investigation, the trooper also smelled marijuana coming from the car. During a search, troopers found suspected meth, marijuana, prescription drugs, guns, and cash inside the car. 46-year-old Bucky Smith and 48-year-old Tina Runyon were arrested and taken to the Pike County Detention Center. A Kentucky State Police captain is suing the agency due to alleged discrimination. Captain Jennifer Sandlin serves as post commander for Post 13 in Hazard. Sandlin is the first woman to serve as commander in Post 13's history. She filed the lawsuit back in August, claiming discrimination because she was passed over for promotions that were given to colleagues that were men. A KSP spokesperson says the agency does not comment on pending litigation. Sandlin was awarded a Lifetime Achievement Award in November of 2022. A Whitley County man is in jail accused of burglary. Police say Austin Epley was on a man's property just off Highway 6 in the Woodbine community of Whitley County. However, Epley says his intentions were not illegal. He says he is homeless and he went inside to go to sleep because it was cold and he thought the place was abandoned. Moments later, Epley says there was a gun to his face.
No, I passed it several times and it's like it was abandoned, you know what I mean? And I just went there and went to sleep.
Epley is charged with third-degree burglary and remains in the Whitley County Jail. He says he is not sure when he will get out. The Knox County Sheriff's Department is looking for 2 men following a shooting in the Gray community. Deputies say 21-year-old Timothy J. Holland and 39-year-old Ricky Lee Smith were arguing Wednesday, and that argument led to a shooting. Officials believe one person was shot, but both men left the scene before deputies arrived. If you have any information on their location, you can call Knox County Dispatch. One family is looking for a place to live after a fire destroyed their home. It happened last night in the Sloans Valley community of Pulaski County. Firefighters from the Tatesville Volunteer Fire Department, the Burnside Fire Department, and the Parkers Mill Fire Department all responded. We're told the fire had already engulfed the home before crews arrived at the scene. Officials say the family living there was able to escape, but lost everything. No word on the cause of the fire. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, there are still unanswered questions after a Denny's restaurant sign fell in Elizabethtown, killing 2 people.
And we're starting to see those temperatures continue to drop to near freezing in parts of the region. What it means for those snow chances later tonight and tomorrow. Coming up.